When you're working in an academic environment, it's easy to forget that there's a whole wide world outside of it. That is, until you realize you might need to step into it. So I'm here to tell you a couple of reasons why you should care about preparing yourself for a potential job in industry and how you can do it. Now, even if you're sure that you want to work in academia and that you want to become, let's say, a university professor within your career, you need to face facts. Fewer than 5% of doctoral students in scientific research end up getting tenure. That's a really low percentage. So, wouldn't you want to make sure that your bases are covered when it comes that time for you to not take yet another postdoc position and say, maybe there's a better field for me? But even if you do end up getting tenure, as fewer than 5% do, would you be doing what you love? Recent research has shown that professors at research universities only spend about 20 to 30% of their time on actual research. Everything else is bureaucracy, teaching, mentoring, speaking at conferences. This might not be what you imagined a scientist would be doing. So when and if you get to that point in your career when you realize you need to make a change, it's better to be ready. And the best thing you can do is slowly on the side prepare. Now, this might mean opening a LinkedIn profile and just having it there, adding your connections and making sure that you are visible as an expert. This might mean offering to speak at industry events about your field of science. This might not apply perfectly to every field of science, but if you're an expert on numerical research, you might offer your expertise at a machine learning conference or give a talk. Get your name out there. But the easiest thing you can do for sure are transferable skills programs at your local research institution. In this day and age, most of them exist and they're free and they're open to any employee of the institution. You might learn such things as project management or public speaking, which are useful both for a researcher but also look wonderful on an industrial CV. You might also want to look into volunteering opportunities or organize your own events. Oftentimes, what our personal hobbies are reflect in our work eventually. So if you're interested in, let's say, machine learning and you want to start a little project on the side, make sure to get a group together and keep it open. Publish online openly so that anybody can see your work, and very slowly, without putting in too much effort into it, you'll be known as an expert. Publish commentaries, critiques, or maybe even your recordings of your lectures online, and you'll be putting yourself out there. A bit more active approach would be contacting people in industry. If you're working in a field that does have some connections to companies, private companies and enterprises, you might want to get in touch with people who work on similar things as you do. Because if you stay in academia, this will give you an opportunity for an industry project. Those are famously better funded than academic projects. And this is a very prestigious thing to have as well. And especially nowadays, when academic hiring practices have been changing to promote more industry cooperation, more involvement in spin-off startup companies. If you do have such contacts and connections, it will both make your academic career better, but this type of networking, which is organic, will also help you get a job further down the line. Sometimes academics find it very easy to also pick up certain part-time or freelance jobs on the side. Make sure to check if your contract allows this. But if you have the opportunity to consult on high-level projects for several hours a week, you might want to say yes. Even if it doesn't have perfect connection to your current work, if it's still in the same field, this only raises your profile, puts you in touch with the right people, and helps you move on. So it's not always the case that when you leave academia, if you leave academia, you need to switch to a job that doesn't have anything to do with your work. We're lucky enough that most fields of research can be applied to an industrial purpose. This doesn't hold only for hard natural science, but it may also hold for linguistics or psychology. You can find museum work or workshops that you can hold in an industry setting that would give you as much pleasure as you would gain from an academic position.